Most traders don't even realize it, but their emotions are getting absolutely played by the market. Fear, greed, panic, euphoria, it's all predictable and it's all exploitable. And there's a tool that literally tracks it in real time. It's called the Fear and Greed Index. Are you trading smart, or are you just another victim of market manipulation? Stick around, because what I'm about to show you could change the way you trade or invest forever. The Fear and Greed Index is a number from 0 to 100 that tells you exactly how the market is feeling. If it's between 0 and 24, we're in extreme fear. People are panic selling, convinced that crypto is dead. If it's between 25 and 49, we're in fear, still bearish, but not full-blown chaos. Right in the middle at 50, that means the market is incredibly confused and neutral. Anything from 51 to 74 signals greed. FOMO is kicking in. And if it's 75 or higher, that's extreme greed, where people are mortgaging their houses to buy dog coins. This index is like an emotional thermometer for the market. And here's why it matters. Most traders lose money because they let these emotions control them. The smart money? They use this index to do the exact opposite. This isn't just some random number. It's built from real market data. Volatility spikes, fear jumps. Prices moon, greed takes over. Market momentum and volume: if there's a surge in buying, the index shoots up. Selling pressure, down it goes. Social media hype plays a massive role too. Twitter, Reddit, YouTube influencers hyping up or spreading doom absolutely fuel this index. And let's not forget Bitcoin dominance. When Bitcoin dominance is high, altcoins bleed, and that sends fear skyrocketing. But when alts pump, greed takes over. Even Google Trends gets factored in. If Bitcoin Cash starts trending, guess what? Fear goes up. And derivatives? If the market is overloaded with leverage, greed is through the roof, until liquidations bring the house down. This index exposes the herd mentality. The only question is, are you going to follow the herd or profit off them? Here's the brutal truth. The market is a game, and most people are NPCs playing into it without realizing. Retail buys when they feel euphoric. Institutions sell into their hype. Retail panic sells when fear is high, and whales scoop up their coins. It's a cycle, and it happens over and over again. You really don't have to be a genius to figure this out. Just flip the script. If everyone is terrified, that's your buy signal. If everyone is greedy, it's time to start taking profits. This isn't just theory, there is proof. So let's talk real examples. Bitcoin at 65,000 in 2021, the index was screaming extreme greed. And what happened next? The crash. Bitcoin at 16,000 in 2022, the index was at extreme fear. And guess what? That was a generational buying opportunity. Every bull and bear cycle has followed this pattern. Are you seeing it yet? We've just had an index reading of 10, signaling extreme fear during the most recent crash. We're now in fear, and the market is starting to bounce. Sometimes history does repeat itself. But don't think this is a magic buy-sell signal, because it's not. Context matters. Sometimes markets stay greedy for weeks before crashing, or fearful for months before recovering. And if you're trading like the herd, you're exit liquidity. If you're buying when everyone else is greedy, you're the one holding the bag. If you don't use this with other indicators like RSI, volume, and open interest, you're gonna get wrecked. That's why the pros don't just look at this one index. They use it as a part of a bigger strategy. So how do the pros actually use it? Simple. When the index shows extreme fear, they start dollar cost averaging. When it's in neutral or low greed, they ride the trend. When it's in extreme greed, they start taking profits. The smart ones combine it with macro trends. Fear during a true bull market, that's an opportunity. Parabolic greed at the peak of a cycle, that's an exit sign. And here's the kicker. If the index stays in extreme fear for too long and dives down below 10, that's usually a major bottom. This is how you outplay the herd. The index doesn't just tell you what's happening, it tells you what the crowd is thinking. And if you understand how the crowd moves, you can stay 10 steps ahead. All right, if you want to use this properly, here's where you go. Alternative.me has the most well-known fear and greed index for Bitcoin and crypto. CNN has one for traditional markets, which is still useful, but if you want even deeper insights, Glassnode and CryptoQuant have more advanced metrics. My advice: track it consistently and compare it to price action. Remember, the Alternative.me index gives you a quick overview of historical values and even plots past index values on a chart. This alone puts you ahead of 90% of traders who trade on thin air and vibes. The Fear and Greed Index is your cheat code to seeing what the herd is doing. But at the end of the day, you have to decide what to do with that information. Will you keep panic selling at fear and FOMO buying at greed? Or will you flip the script and actually trade smart? If you want more tips and tricks on learning about cryptocurrencies, you want to know what we're actually doing with our own crypto investments, there's no better place to look than learningcrypto.com. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'll see you in the next video.